For centuries, our understanding of the ancient Caribbean relied on silent artifacts, stone tools, shell ornaments, and pottery. Archaeologists pieced together stories from these objects, building timelines from the layers of earth. Pottery styles and tool shapes hinted at connections between islands, suggesting trade or migration. We named eras the Archaic Age for early toolmakers, the Ceramic Age for advanced potters. The prevailing story was one of replacement, new groups arriving, old ones fading away. But these objects couldn't answer deeper questions. Were the makers of simple tools ancestors of the potters, or entirely different peoples? Did these groups meet, mix, or live separately? The artifacts were silent on who these people truly were. To uncover those answers, we needed a new kind of evidence, hidden not in clay but in the bones themselves. Only then could we move beyond the surface and truly understand the people of the ancient Caribbean. The next chapter would be written in DNA. Everything changed with the arrival of ancient DNA technology. For years, scientists struggled to recover DNA from Caribbean remains. The climate destroyed genetic material, but in 2020 a breakthrough study changed the game. My lab at Harvard, with global partners, analyzed the genomes of 174 ancient Caribbean individuals. The secret? Extracting DNA from the dense petrous bone near the inner ear, which preserved genetic material even in harsh conditions. Powerful computers then pieced together these ancient genetic puzzles. For the first time, we could read the full genetic stories of people who lived thousands of years ago. This wasn't just about a few individuals, it was about entire populations. We could now compare DNA across islands and eras, asking big questions about migration and ancestry. The 2020 study proved that even in the tropics, ancient DNA could reveal secrets long thought lost. The bones, once silent, finally spoke. This was a turning point for Caribbean archaeology. We could now move beyond artifacts to uncover the true history of the people themselves. The genetic revolution had begun, and with it, a new era of discovery. The DNA revealed a complex story. At least 3 major migration waves shaped the Caribbean. The first wave, the Archaic Age, arrived about 6,000 years ago from Central or South America. These pioneers settled the Western Caribbean, including Cuba and Hispaniola. The second wave, the Ceramic Age, came 2,500 years ago from the northeast coast of South America, Arawak-speaking peoples. They spread rapidly, their genetic signature found across the islands. Then a third, smaller migration appeared, another South American group, genetically distinct from the others. Their presence was invisible in pottery, but clear in DNA. The Ceramic Age was not a single event, but a tapestry of different peoples. The Caribbean's history was not simple replacement, but a dynamic layering of cultures and genes. These discoveries overturned old assumptions. The islands were settled by diverse peoples, each leaving their mark. Only by looking at DNA could we see the true complexity of Caribbean migrations. The story was far richer than we ever imagined. The sea, once seen as a barrier, was actually a highway for ancient Caribbean peoples. The islands formed a chain of stepping stones, perfect for skilled navigators. DNA showed close relatives living on distant islands, proof of frequent travel and inter-island families. The Caribbean was a vibrant, interconnected world shaped by expert seafarers. These people mastered the currents and stars, building canoes for long journeys. The rapid spread of pottery styles made sense. It was people, not just objects, moving across the sea. The ocean united the region, fostering exchange and innovation. This challenges the idea of isolated ancient cultures. The Caribbean story is one of connection, not separation. The sea empowered these societies, making them pioneers of maritime exploration. Their legacy forces us to rethink the role of oceans in human history. Across the world, water may have been a bridge, not a wall. The Caribbean stands as a testament to human ingenuity and the power of the sea. Despite the sea-connecting islands, the different migration groups in the Caribbean remained surprisingly separate. When Ceramic Age migrants arrived, they lived alongside Archaic Age peoples for centuries, without much mixing. DNA shows clear genetic boundaries, even on the same island at the same time. This is unusual. Elsewhere, groups often blended quickly. In the Caribbean, strong social or cultural barriers kept communities distinct. The old idea of simple replacement was wrong. Archaic peoples persisted for over 1,000 years. They maintained their traditions and identity in a changing world. The ancient Caribbean was a mosaic of cultures, not a melting pot. This deep diversity is now visible through the lens of ancient DNA. Ancient DNA forces us to rewrite Caribbean history. The old story of linear progress and replacement is gone. Instead, we see a dynamic region shaped by multiple, genetically distinct groups arriving over millennia. These were skilled seafarers, intentionally exploring and settling new lands. Their maritime abilities rivaled those of other great ancient navigators. The real surprise, archaic and ceramic groups coexisted for centuries without mixing, showing the power of cultural boundaries. The Caribbean was a multicultural society long before European contact. Now history is personal. We can trace family lines across islands and time. The DNA links individuals, turning abstract labels into real people and stories. This new narrative is richer, more nuanced, and grounded in biological evidence. It honors the diversity and resilience of the region's ancient peoples. The past is no longer silent. It speaks through the genes of those who lived it. We are finally hearing their voices. The Caribbean's genetic story is part of a larger tale, the peopling of the Americas. After crossing the Bering Strait, humans spread south, eventually reaching the Caribbean in the final wave of expansion. The islands were settled by multiple independent migrations from different parts of the mainland. This diversity shows that many groups had the skills and drive to explore new frontiers. The Caribbean is a key chapter in understanding how humans adapted and spread across the continents. These findings raise new questions. Can we link genetic groups to languages or pottery styles? How did ancient islanders adapt to new environments? The methods developed here can now unlock histories in other tropical regions worldwide. Each discovery brings us closer to a complete picture of our shared human journey. The Caribbean story helps illuminate the global saga of migration and adaptation. Ancient DNA is more than a window into the past. It's a mirror for the present. The migrations uncovered in the Caribbean still echo in the DNA of people living there today. Understanding this deep history enriches modern Caribbean identity. The region's story is one of resilience, ingenuity, and multicultural roots. The new narrative is grounded in direct evidence, not just artifacts. For Caribbean communities, it's a powerful link to a hidden heritage. It reminds us that indigenous history stretches back thousands of years before European arrival. The Caribbean's ancient story is now part of a global human tapestry. Our identities are mosaics, shaped by countless journeys and encounters. By unlocking the secrets of ancient DNA, we learn not just about the past, but about ourselves. The story continues, written in our genes.